welcome to EZGlutenFree. Today we're making chicken fried steak. And as far as comfort foods go, I can't think of another dish that embodies the category better than this one. And I make my chicken fried steak almost the same way I do my fried chicken. Only instead of chicken, I've got just under a pound of cube steak here, which is typically a thinly sliced round steak that's been passed through a meat tenderizing machine. Now for the wet ingredients. In a medium bowl, beat 1 egg until it's pretty well scrambled. Add 1 cup of buttermilk, 1 tablespoon of hot sauce, 1 teaspoon of salt, and whisk until everything's well combined. Then submerge the steaks in the buttermilk brine. And the recipe I'm demonstrating here is actually enough for 6 or 8 steaks, and you can just let them soak while you prep the flour. Now in another bowl, combine 1½ cups of gluten-free flour, and today I used Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 flour, and to that flour add 3/4 of a cup of cornstarch, and for the spices I've got 1 tablespoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of paprika, a teaspoon each of both garlic and onion powders, and 1/4 teaspoon each of both black pepper and cayenne pepper. Now just stir the spices into the flour until they're pretty well distributed, and then we can start dredging that steak. Let the excess buttermilk drip from the meat, then toss it into the seasoned flour to get it well coated on both sides. Really press it in there, then shake off the excess and place it on a wire rack. And once all the pieces are coated once, if you want a thicker coating, you can give them all a second layer. Just dip them back into the buttermilk again, then into the flour again, shake off the excess, and place each piece back onto the rack to let it rest for about 15 minutes. Now to fry them, in a large cast iron skillet, heat 1/2 inch of vegetable oil to a medium-high heat, add the steaks, and you could fry 2 to 3 steaks at a time. Don't overcrowd the pan, and just let them go until they start to look golden brown on the first side, which should take about 2 to 3 minutes. Then give them a flip and let them go for 2 to 3 minutes on the second side. Drain them on a wire rack so the air can circulate and they'll stay nice and crispy. You can also hit them with a little salt here while they're hot so the salt will stick. Now to make the gravy, remove all but 1.5 tablespoons of the cooking oil from the pan. Sprinkle over 2 tablespoons of gluten-free flour, and I used the same seasoned flour that I had been dredging the steaks in earlier, and with the pan over a medium-low heat, mix the flour and grease together, stirring constantly until you've got a light roux, which will basically just look like a lump-free paste. Then pour in 1½ cups of milk, toss in a beef bouillon cube, and continue stirring until the bouillon is dissolved and the gravy is thick and smooth. And then the dish is ready to plate. And I served mine with some mashed cauliflower potatoes and a pile of peas to round out this all-American comfort meal. And as soon as you take a bite, you'll see that this is the perfect marriage between steak and fried chicken. It doesn't get much better than this, folks. And if you need a printed copy of this recipe, you could always visit my blog at the link below. And for brand new recipes every week, don't forget to subscribe. See you again soon.